Hi everyone, I'm Michelangelo. Welcome to my conversations with Blue God, with Blue Magic, episode 146. This is just a continuation of the January 1st, 2021. So I had asked, I'm not sure if I really need to eliminate white sugar and white flour 100% and make it a devotional spiritual practice, or if I just need to eliminate it almost completely, say 95%. Because there is a difference, I would like your guidance on this issue. Please guide me. So that is my question, and episode 146, we have the answer. A happy, excuse me, a happy and blessed new year it will surely be for you, my dear human aspect of me. Is that not what really we are, huh? Dear human aspects of God, I am never really here to predict and to foresee the future for you, as you know, because the future is always changing based on what you decide. But I am here to reveal to you what is in store for you based on what you have already set in place and already set in motion, and so much beauty and wonder you have already committed to and set in motion. The material earthly plane is always denser and thus slower to materialize and to appear as a manifest reality. And yet it exists long before it appears visible to the basic external five senses. So this I can reveal to you. You are already aligned to experience much, much, much more wonder and magic in 2021. More specifically, much more shared magic as you so desire and deserve, as all my children do. You are my child, never forget that. You are wonder and magic, nothing less. And so of course, you deserve to experience your true self. And of course, this is the reason that you desire this more than all else. But it is always based on you, as a result of how much you align with your true self and how much you get out of the way of the natural motion of merging with me. And you have made great concrete conscious strides in relation to this in 2020. So now that we are in the new year, you will experience it more than ever, and we shall rejoice together because of this. And you are right that you will have to give up your next level of giving up. You've done it before, and you will do it again with ease. Remember when you decided to totally give up meat? Do you remember that although you were completely determined, you were worried that at times it would be very difficult and that you would have to make a big sacrifice? Do you remember when you realized that the moment you decided to give up meat, you never once again felt a single craving for meat? You knew this was not normal and that you had received my grace. I would help you, and of course I did. I remember you even having the thought that you always dreamt about one day traveling to Thailand, and one of the things you looked forward to was eating jumbo shrimp, as people had so explained beautifully to you. Jumbo shrimp on the beach. I remember the day that you decided to give up meat entirely. You were resolute, but you also had this thought cross your mind, and it made you a little sad. This symbolized for you all the things you had just committed to giving up, including the things you associated with pleasure. Well, little did you know then that the power of consciousness would greatly supersede human limitations, and even in these circumstances. Human limitations, even in these circumstances. Of course, you did end up walking the shores of Thailand. And in fact, since then, you've spent many days walking along many Asian shores, many of which have been lined with tables right along the beautiful ocean, and many you have even sat at while others were eating plates upon plates of jumbo prawns. And yet, not even once did you feel even the slightest temptation or loss or deprivement during these situations. In fact, you even felt sorry for these people, just like you do when you witness others drinking alcohol. These situations now serve to reinforce what you know that you have. These situations now serve to reinforce what you know that you have. The bliss and clarity that comes from conscious awareness. And they serve to remind you of my grace, that with me, everything is possible. You have no limits. You are able to experience much more wonder and magic that can ever be attained through sensorial and external pleasures. And remember that the same thing happened when you decided that you would not ever again take even a sip of alcohol as a personal spiritual practice of devotion to me. I did not ask this of you, and this is not even necessarily necessary for you. You never even enjoyed alcohol and never had a problem with it, and yet no devotional practice can ever go unnoticed by me and my power of grace. With alcohol, it was a little different. Your fear was that you would have to justify to others why you were not drinking. On one hand, you did not want to come across as an extremist. On the other hand, you did not want to be associated with someone who had an alcohol addiction, since you didn't, and also you did not want to have to explain to people that this was a spiritual practice of devotion, since you have always been very private of your spiritual practices. So ironically, here lied the dilemma for you when you decided to not drink at all. For you, it was rather a practice of being less private, and being private in a way for you to stay, and being private is a way for you to stay safe and avoid being judged. And yet you took the leap. The leap was that you decided that you would care at least a little bit less about being judged, and certainly not enough for you to stop you from practicing a spiritual practice that you were being called to practice, especially when it meant that it would inevitably have to be a public one. Well, here again, if you reflect deeply, not once have you had to explain yourself. Not once have you ever felt like you were being judged. Not once have you ever felt even slightly uncomfortable for not drinking ever since you made this decision. Indeed, it turned into a spiritual practice, and as with all genuine spiritual practices, it automatically opens the doors to my grace. Such is not only my power, but simply one of the natural consequences of aligning with me. To you, as a human, grace appears as a superpower, but it is magical and wondrous and defies all human and earthly laws. But in the realm that is beyond the limitations of the external consensual reality, in the realm of the non-dual, in the realm of love, in the realm of me, it is just simply normal. It just simply is. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. The next episode is still the continuation of the answer, the January 1st, 2020 answer that I got. And it is a beautiful, beautiful finale to this answer of the beginning wisdom, beginning of the year wisdom. We're almost going to be at the end of 2021. What a year it has been. Again, we're about 15, 20 days from a new amazingness being revealed. I love you. I am you. You are me. And welcome to Blue Magic.